everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jennifer. And if you're not new here, you might notice that I look a little bit different today. I'll explain that in a second. So today I am doing a collab with Lexi, Susanna Torres, and Yadi Beauty. And this is a series that Lexi is doing. She's been doing for, I think, a couple months now. And every couple of weeks, she has a number of different guests, co-hosts, whatever you'd like to call it, pick an image, a photo to look at as sort of a theme, and then everyone takes that look and either tries to replicate it or use it as a basis for their interpretation. This series is called Nailed It, and Lexi reached out and said, would you be interested in doing it? I said, absolutely. I love Lexi's channel. I watch her all the time. She is, if you're not already familiar with Lexi, she's incredibly in-depth, really knowledgeable, has an extensive knowledge of everything that she talks about. I love watching her. I always know when I'm watching Lexi that everything she's saying comes from a place of truthfulness and research. I have so many great things to say. So if you haven't checked out Lexi's channel, please go over and check her out. If you're coming from Lexi's channel, thanks so much for joining me today. Susanna, I have not met. I have watched her channel. She's a makeup artist, really talented and amazing person. I've watched her looks for a very long time, but this is the first collab that I will be doing with her, so I'm so excited to get to know her better, and I'm really excited to see how she interprets this look that we're doing today. And last but not least, of course, is Yadi Beauty, who I've done a number of collabs with. I'll be really interested in seeing what she does too. I know she's a big lover of green, so that kind of gives it away. Let me show you the photo. I'll put the photo up. So this photo is of a Vogue cover, March Vogue cover of 1970, and 2 years before I was born. I was born in May of 72, so 2 years, 2 months. And of course I tried to sort of recreate the braiding. Now I will tell you, I just got my hair cut. So if I'd had the hair I had a week and a half ago, I could have actually probably done the braid myself, but I was like, yeah, when my hair I got like 6 to 7 inches cut off. I really couldn't do it. So I bought a braid to put in my hair. It's not quite the right color. When they say auburn, it looks more gold to me. I mean, I think of my hair as auburn, but I guess my hair is pretty red. So it'd be pretty hard to match with just a, a braid off the internet. But anyway, I thought it'd be fun to try to recreate, her look, her hair. And so that is why I have this odd kind of braiding thing going on. The shirt, I do not have a cameo. I would be wearing a cameo if I had one, but I don't. So I just went with something floral, something a little bit different. So we're gonna try to recreate this look today. And I already have on foundation. I use the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation because I feel this look, and I'm gonna look at it as we're talking here for a second. I feel she has a very matte face. The 70s were all about long, spiky eyelashes. The eyebrows are more sparse. I tried to keep my eyebrows light today. And there's not much on her face. Like her complexion, she's got a little bit of blush here, and we'll put some blush on, but not a lot. Her lips are peachy, but pretty simple. It's all about the eyes, and there looks to me by this look, and you guys can tell me when we're done, you'll tell me how good of a job I did recreating it. But what it looks like to me is that she has on a very deep green in the transition and then underneath the eye. She has on some kind of gold green on her lid, maybe a liner, and then a little bit of black liner right around the edges, and then this sort of like, it's like a pea green almost in the brow bone. And then, mascara, and then the peach on the lips. So we're gonna try to recreate that today. We'll see how well I do. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me bring you in close so you can see it. When Lexi talked to me about this idea, I was just like, this will be so much fun. Even if I totally screw it up and it looks horrible, it doesn't really matter, because this will just be fun to do. Something different, try to recreate something off a picture. I mean, that is not easy to do. All right, so let's take a little bit of blush, because I feel like she does have a little bit of blush here. Not a lot. I'm gonna go in with the Goss blush palette. This is in Coral Rose, and I'm just gonna take a little bit of that blush and kind of put it up here on the apples and above of my cheek. And I really think that's all she has on her face. I don't feel like, you know, back in this was 1970, there really wasn't highlighter. That didn't exist. So there wasn't really a highlighter to be had. She wasn't contouring, that's for sure. You know, it just wasn't a thing. So I don't think that's an issue for us today. The lips, like I said, it's like a peachy lip. We'll get to that. But let's do the eyes, because I think that's really where this comes down. All right, so for greens, I have so many greens that I was thinking of using. I have the green e.l.f. Hot Jalapeno little 4-pan, which is awesome. I'm reaching over myself here. I have some Tom Fords. I, of course, have Christian Dior, the Jungle. But I feel like I've done a lot with those, so I didn't really want to choose those. I've got the BH Avocado Toast, which I might pull from today. That has a lot of great greens in it. I have the BH Pistachio palette, which actually has a lot of greens in it. They're fun greens to work from. And then I have the Viseart, which is, whoops, I knocked things over. The Viseart, I think this is the Absinthe. Yeah, the Absinthe palette, which has some great greens in it too. So what I was thinking I would do, I'm gonna start with this deep green that I think she's got like in her transition and out on this outer corner. And I'm gonna use the, I think the shade that she has, again, I mean, we're just, you know, using this as a basis, so it's not gonna be exact, but to me, it's like a forest green. It's a deep green. So I'm gonna use this shade to accomplish that. I'm gonna take this shade and put it on the lid, because I think if she closed her eyes, you would see that. And then I'm gonna take a shade, I think, I don't know if I'll take it from, I'll probably take it from Avocado Toast, because I think it's more of like this superfood shade. It's like, it's got like a mossiness to it. So let's try that. Let's start and see where we go. Again, this is not gonna be exact. I mean, you know, first of all, I have no idea what this artist used or, you know, what kind of shades they were. I have no idea of any of those details. So it's a little bit hard to be exact, but we can play around and see what we come up with, which is the fun part of makeup. Another part of this series that Lexi does, you have to use things you already have. So you can't pick up new things and use them. So it has to be makeup that you already have, which I think is awesome, because I think all of us get into this, you know, rut where we're like, oh, we need the newest thing. And you know, you don't need the newest thing. We all have so much makeup. And I absolutely include myself in that. I mean, I do not need another eyeshadow, like, ever. Ever. Those of you who aren't familiar with Viseart, they are a very pigmented eyeshadow in general. I have a lot of Viseart palettes. I just picked up all the new ones that they came out with, and I absolutely love their line. Now I think the way she's got this, it kind of goes out like this. We'll make it a little more specific. I'll get a tighter, smaller brush, but I can at least start, you know, brushing it in here. But Viseart basically was made for professional makeup artists. That was the original idea, and all of their makeup just, I mean, it's exceptional. It really is. I love all their shadows. This one is like one of the smaller ones. They have bigger pan palettes as well. And I have a few of those, but I kind of like sometimes the smaller ones. I don't know. It gives you like more restraint on like what you can do and what your color story is. which sometimes can be a good thing. You know, if you have like 10,000 shades, it makes it harder sometimes to figure out like what kind of color story you want to do. So I kind of like from time to time having, you know, a limit. You're like, okay, this is my shade range. This is what I'm doing with it. So I'm going in, by the way, with a mini booster, the Sonia G mini booster. And as I swish back and forth between my transition, I'm also kind of going up into the brow bone area where we're gonna put that like light gray. She has it really high up on her eye. I mean, she's got different shaped eyes than I do, obviously, but that's okay. All right, let's see. So we've got that on. I think that's good to start the look. We're gonna bring this down like the lower lash line, but I wanted to use a very, very specific small brush when I do that. Okay, so let's take a very focused brush. Let's do the F07, this is Chikuhodo, and let's go in with the Superfood shade. Let's see how, yeah, that'll work. And like, I'm gonna like put it really lightly up here, and then what I'm gonna do is like lighten it up a little bit by blending it out. I don't think they blended back in the 70s either, because she has much more of a harsh line, but I can recreate that. All right, and the way we recreate the harsher line, take a brush like the Wayne Goss, I think this is the 05, yeah, it's a 05 brush, and go into that deep green shade, and I'm kind of drawing hers comes out pretty far along the lower. If you have like crow's feet or lines around your eyes, like most of us do, this is gonna accentuate them by using a dark shade like this. But what I'm gonna do is buff it out so it doesn't look so harsh, but I definitely wanna have the line. So it's gonna look weird at first, or it looks weird right now, but watch as I start to blend it in. Yeah, it's really important with shades, anytime you're trying to do something like editorial like this, that you remember, first of all, lighting, camera angles, all of those things make a difference in the way that this was shot. But also, well, nowadays it's all just like fixed technically, but most of these people who have done like these shoots, if you're looking at a Vogue cover or something like that, there's a reason they're on the cover of Vogue. They're perfect looking. We're close to it. You know, I mean, that's why they're there. I'm gonna use a smaller, fluffy brush to get the bottom. This is a Chikuhodo 07. Okay guys, we're getting there. We're starting to get the shape that we want with the color. Okay, we're gonna go in with this really light green sparkly shade, which is I think what she has on her lid here. I mean, you can only see like a glimpse of it because her eye is open, but I think that's what they did. They put something really light on the lid itself, so that when her eye is open, you only see the tiniest bit of it. Her eyes are more hooded than mine, but I think that's the gist. Okay, so let's take the deep green again, going with the mini booster, and we're gonna go right into the transition with it. Okay, good so far. All right, so now what I want to do is lighten up that brow bone a little bit more. let's take this really creamy shade. It's like white pearly shade, and put that up there to mix with the avocado shade that we already put up there. Pretty good. My eye open. If I look straight ahead, you can see the light, you can see that dark. Let's bring it up a little. I don't have anything new on my brush. I'm just, okay. All right. Let's take a gold liner, which I had, and I don't know what I did with it. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Metallic Hollywood. What's the shade color? I think it's just the Hollywood Exaggerize. All right, so I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do, I think she's got like that kind of shade like on the inner corner, and almost like a liner. So let's just use this like right in here. Yeah, I think that's what she has. Okay. Interpreting the best of my abilities. She probably used they probably used a shadow on her, but let's use the eyeliner. All right. Now, we'll take the other side, the black. I think she's got a little bit of black liner really close to the lashes. Kind of hard to tell on the lower lash line, but I think there's a little bit there. Again, doesn't have to be exact, just trying to be close, right? All right, so let's curl the lashes and put on some spiky mascara. The 70s was definitely about like the spiky kind of long lashes. It really wasn't about at all thick lashes. So let's go ahead and try to achieve that. Okay, I think we've got the eye look down. I think we need the lip to finish this off. So what we need is like a super peachy shade. Okay, for lips, I'm gonna use the Lip Chic in, what shade is this one? Anise. This is a good, like peachy tone. And I feel like her lips have this, I don't know, like glossy look to them. All right, so I'm gonna go over really quickly the eye look, just kind of smudging things out a little bit. I'm gonna take the Sonia G Builder Pro, and all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of go in like this and just smudge. Smudge. All right. Let me bring you out. There is the look. Compared to the picture. I'll show you the eye look really quickly. And the lips. So I think that's close. I mean, it's certainly not exactly. I have a very different face shape than she does and a different eye shape, but I think it captures the, the overall intent of the look. I thought this was a lot of fun. It got me to play with a lot of makeup that I don't often use. I think everyone has some greens in their arsenal that they can use to create this, and sort of just a peachy, glossy lip. And again, I think her face is pretty bare other than that. I don't think she has a lot of contouring going on. There's not a lot of shine. It's relatively matte. And then, of course, her incredibly large braid across the top of her head. So yeah, I think that's it. Lexi, thanks so much for asking me to do this. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll get to participate again. If you're coming over from any of the other content creators from Yadi or Susanna or Lexi's channel, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And for all of you who have been watching my channel for a while, let me know what you think. I think this is just a really interesting way to play with makeup that we already have, and it's just fun, to see how people interpret a particular look or a photograph. it's a lot, you know, harder to do than you think it's going to be because you don't have details about, you know, what was used. So you're just kind of using your own interpretation of the look. So, you know, it was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you in another video really soon. Bye-bye.